Hey everybody, this is Gino Reynolds from The Real Gino here with Project E Phase 2, Episode 1. As I mentioned last week, I'm not even really sure where I'm going with this project yet. I just know that I'm going to do it just a little differently. I'm not going to be revealing the weights anymore unless I hit milestones. Just got tired of being about numbers. Like I said, I mentioned all this last week. And I'm not sure where I'm going with the project yet. It's all new to me, so you're going to learn as I learn. And I just want to talk about today something I did after week 26. I did a little experiment, and I didn't tell anybody about this. Some people know now, but I didn't want to talk about it because I didn't want people to try to talk me out of it. It's something I had to do. It's something I had to see if I've learned some things. What I did was, and I didn't go to the extreme that I could have because that wouldn't have been good. But what I did was for about 5 days, I kind of just, wasn't as cautious about food choices. And I went out of town for work, went to the Days of the Dead Festival in Chicago. And as many of you know, one of my favorite things in the entire universe is Giordano's Pizza. And I had that for my lunches. I had a fridge in my room, so I kind of just ordered one pizza and used that as my lunches and or dinners. No, I didn't get, I actually ordered the small one because I couldn't do a large. I know that would have been wrong. I was careful with some of my choices, but I wanted to try some things, do some different things, just to see how I'd react, how I felt, and I think I did pretty well. There were some things I really liked. Last week I had the Wharf for the first time in a long time, and it was still very good, but it's like, I can't do this multiple times a week like sometimes I used to do. It's got to be a treat. And like I said, I had Giordano's, and I had my first fast food in 6 months during that week, a couple weeks ago. And I had Wendy's, and I ordered the small meal, and I ordered something I thought would be good. And, I know a lot of you like Wendy's and stuff like that, and I thought I did too, but man, it was, it was garbage. And it made me laugh because, I ate it and I'm like, why did I ever go to this place? And it's like, I know I can make a better hamburger than this. And, it was okay, but I just, I did not like it and wished I would have gotten something else, which back in the day would have been, I'm going back tomorrow. So, there's a lot of, some of the choices I made, I didn't go back on pop because I know that would be, that would not be good for me because pop is one that's very hard to break. You can break it, but once you break it, you got to stay off of it because, years ago, I can't remember what year it was. I think it was, I didn't drink pop for like 3 years. And then I had one sip of my then girlfriend's pop at a restaurant. And I was like, man, this tastes like garbage and too sweet. And I didn't like it. It was a Pepsi. And then the next day I was back to drinking it. And I hadn't had one in 3 years. So I had, whenever I drank pop on this trip, I drank diet, and even then, too much of that just gets to me too. I can't, I used to drink, whatever it was, 20-ounce bottles or 16-ounce, whatever they are, the ones you get at mostly like gas stations and stuff. I would drink those all day, and now I drink one of those and I just feel sick. So, I think I got some great results from the test. And so I was happy with it, and I was happy with the way I reacted, and I was wanting better stuff. And like I said, Giordano's was still awesome, and thankfully we don't have one of those around here because that'd be more temptation. I could probably handle it, but it'd be hard because I love that stuff. But and also that weekend that I went out of town, nothing went right. So I got to add stress to the test, which was kind of good because, I got to see how I handled things with stress. And, I don't want to say one thing I learned because I knew this, but one thing I reaffirmed, I guess, was friends are a very good thing. And I had some friends that, I was not happy. I had one good thing happen that whole weekend out of town. I mean, everything that could go wrong. Well, thankfully I found it, but I lost a credit card. I locked myself out of my room. Had trouble setting up interviews at the festival I went to. Thankfully, I got the one I wanted. That was the only good thing that happened. Just dealing with, the festival people was a pain. I mean, everything was making me mad. I did go to a couple movies, and that kind of helped me forget about things for a while. But, but yeah, bad weekend, and so that added to the stress test, of the thing I was doing, and that helped me because that made me think if I can get through a weekend like that and still, be smart about, my thinking about food and stuff and wanting better things and wanting to exercise. After I ate, anytime I ate something I didn't think was good, I felt like I wanted to go and at least walk or something. It was a crappy weekend up there. It was raining, and of course when I was coming home, that's when all the tornadoes and stuff hit. So it was pretty bad weather up there. I couldn't do anything, but they had a little workout thing, and I went in there for a little bit, and I tried to walk anywhere I could. And when I went to the movies, it was a short walk, so I would walk even in the rain. And I was really craving better things than what I was putting into myself. So that the test was successful as I think it could be. I was, I realized that I have changed some things, and I have learned, and not saying I'm over everything and that I am not tempted by things. Far from it. I mean, I'm tempted every day by wanting things that I shouldn't have, and but this test that I did, throwing some caution into the wind, really reaffirmed that I'm doing some good things and I'm making some good choices. So, and like I said, it was great to have friends to talk to that weekend, because if I didn't have that, I don't know, how I would have went. I mean, I may have been able to get through it and may not have. I mean, I may have just said, screw this whole thing, I'm done, because I almost quit everything. That's how bad the weekend was going for me. I was that stressed out, and I'm glad I got through it. I'm glad I had people to help me get through it. So anyway, that's all I got for this week. Like I said, this is phase 2 of Project E, and like I said, you'll learn as I do. I've got some ideas I want to try, but I don't know when they're going to happen. Like I said, it's just going to be a little different than I used to do, but it's still really about just being healthy and becoming the man I want to be, physically and probably some mentally too. So as I got some changes I need to do there as well. So but anyway, this has been Gino Reynolds from The Real Gino. This is Project E Phase 2. Until next time.